Hey, hi. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for April 28th, 2025. So we just came back from our walk. It's still early. You hear that noise? That's my little coffee maker. I have like a 5-cup coffee maker. So I take them for a walk, and then we come back, and then I make a coffee. And then I have a first cup of coffee, and then I prepare their breakfast, and then, I go about my day. So today is the day they're supposed to pick up that mess out there in the front lawn. Let's see if they do it. Hold on, Brian's out there barking. Brian! I'm gonna put that thing on your mouth! That's what I say when I want them to be quiet. Brian! Get over here! Get over here! He's always barking it like he sees the dogs out there, and then he barks and everything. Chica's right there. She's doing okay. Brian! Brian! I can't get that dog to shut up. I'm telling you. It gets on my nerves, I mean, I like when he barks for a reason, but when he's just barking because there's a cat or a dog walking by, that gets kind of annoying, Anyways. So today, they're supposed to pick up the mess in the front, the shrub and all that. I see people going around with these big trucks picking up. Let's hope they stop here, because I don't like to look at it. Here, I can show you guys. It's been sitting there like a month. You see in the front there? That's the tree that I had cut down. So I've been waiting for them to come pick. It's free pickup. Let's just hope they pick it up from my house, But yeah, just gonna be doing, I made that bread, but you know what? I made tuna sandwiches last night. It came out small, but I kind of realized why. I was thinking, why did it come out so small? They came out little tiny. You see? Little tiny bread loaves. But that was because I only did half the recipe. I think I misread somewhere, because I could have sworn for the full recipe you cut it into 4 pieces and then you get 4 loaves. But I should have never cut it into, because I did half the recipe, I should have never really cut it in half. I should have just put it in the pan and did 1 loaf, and then it would have been a full loaf of bread. Yeah, I should have done that. It's so good though. It's just small. Kind of like those little rolls you get that people used to get from Walmart. Or I don't know if anybody's getting them now, but I mean, I'm not going there anymore. But except for, that I had to buy those couple things. But it's kind of like that, but it's more firmer. The bread comes out more firmer. It's less fluffy and airy. But I think they do that on purpose, because there's something in the bread. I think if there's more the bread is more airy, then that means that the bread is going to have less ingredient to use. So they really fluff up the bread. But yeah. It came out kind of okay. I like it. I'm still looking kind of chubby, but you know what? This is the time of the month where I do look kind of chubby. I realized around the 28th, because when I was getting my period, I would kind of bloat up, like about 10-pound water weight. So I'm kind of feeling a little bit like that right now. So we'll see at the beginning of next month how I look. Because sometimes I look big and sometimes I look all right, but I think that's what the issue is, because I think that my premenopause or my menopause is up and down. Who knows? I mean, I feel all right. I just don't, I feel like I look real thick, it's okay. I still do my exercises. I still walk the dog. I still do things. I was watching because, I have a lot of political stuff that comes up in my feed for YouTube. And I see that DeSantos guy, he's going to prison. Good. I was thinking, I hope that this is like the domino effect. And then they start putting all these other people in jail. I really hope that this is the first domino that falls. And then after that, You know, the rest of them going to prison for doing this and doing that because they're just not doing right. And then after that, they should just go after all the MAGAs and just deport them somewhere, because that's what they're doing right now with no, due process. So, once they get all these people in prison for doing wrong, they should just go after the MAGAs, because they're all for it. And they're violent people. They're not good. They're violent and they talk a lot of shit. But you know what? I talk a lot of shit too. And they can't handle it because I can get pretty mean, but that's not my problem. People, if they don't get their way, they want to fight, and in some cases, yeah, you know what I mean, especially if you're fighting for something that's right. But if you're fighting for something that hurts people are going to be against you. You know what I'm saying? And what's happening now is people are getting hurt. People are dying right now. Yes, people are dying right now because of this guy. And another thing I noticed is, what I think the next lie is going to be is, maybe somehow, some way, the tariffs will do something, right? And then the prices will go down, but then they might go down as far as where Biden had them. And then this guy is going to say, oh, see, I lowered the prices. No. You raised the prices, made everybody suffer. And once they get back down to Biden prices, which were low, you're going to say, see, we lowered the... Because he's a liar. I feel so ashamed because I have the same life path number as that guy. And it's like, geez, but I'm not doing things that are wrong. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I pray every day. I pray every single day. I'm not just a go to church on Sunday person. I pray every day. And, I pray for God to save the USA, because right now we got the devil in office, the Antichrist. So, that's how I feel. I know it sounds drastic, but that's really how I feel. And I didn't vote for him. I wasn't going to vote if I were able to vote, because remember, I was living on the road and it's hard to vote. They don't make it easy, even though they let some other political person in office who has a house here in Texas and a house in Florida. She was able to vote wherever she was remotely. I didn't see any means for me to do that, but I wasn't going to vote for the right or the left either, because I find difficult things in both sides, but I'll be honest, the Democrat side would have been much better. People wouldn't be suffering and people wouldn't be dying. I would have probably voted for the Green Party, to help save the earth and do things that will help to, because we have a lot of earth problems too. And then also, what else did they do? World Health Organization, USDA. Oh my God. People are going to start getting sick. People are going to start dying. They already are. But so all we can do is hope and pray, and don't give in to the people who are against life, like people who, like the Social Security and the veterans, taking away their health care and all. By doing that, this means that people want those particular people to pass away because they're taking away their food and their health. Children, all the people who are vulnerable. So hope and pray to save the USA, because, I think we're going to be running into World War III. And, it kind of sucks because those weirdos voted for him, and that's what's going to happen. It already looks terrible. And yet they still fight for, but he's doing good. Are they? Is he? People losing farms and all this stuff. That's why I say, once they start the domino effect of one politician going to prison, maybe the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, and once they got them all in prison, start gathering up, have ICE gather up all the MAGA people and deport them to somewhere, desert island somewhere, I don't know, but... I wish the best for everyone, but not for people who wish you know, for the racism, for the deportations, for elderly and children losing health care. I mean, that's karma. Something bad's going to happen. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for September. I don't know why I said that. April 28th, 2025. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.